Hello and welcome to a very special God Sized Hobbies episode today, recorded on location in Estes Park, Colorado. I'm here with my wife and best friend, Alicia, and she's going to talk to us about her hobby today. Alicia, what is your hobby?
Yeah, thanks for having me. My my hobby is just generally outdoors. I like to be outside. I like to do a lot of things outside, kayaking, hiking, just walking around the neighborhood, being out in the sun. I spend a lot of time inside, so I like to go outside and get some fresh air and yeah.
Yeah. Where would you say you got this hobby from? Where did it start?
My family took us to Colorado a lot as kids. That was our vacation of choice. We would go to Rocky Mountain National Park and do some hiking. And I think there's some pictures, of all of us siblings as babies next to different hikes, different spots, alluvial fan. So I think we kind of just grew up that way. And there's a lot of comfort that comes with just visiting Estes Park in the Rocky Mountain National Park area, just because it's familiar and it's a place that we've always kind of escaped to. But as I've gotten older, I've explored a little bit more with you, of course. We've discovered kayaking together and done various outdoor activities. This trip, one of our friends that was with us exposed us to rafting, which was really fun and gave me a similar feeling of just that excitement of hobbies outside.
Mm-hmm. So, how does God provide you with rest through this hobby of outdoors?
I think I was kind of contemplating that this week as we were hiking and going outside a lot. I feel like life is so busy all the time. Everybody experiences this. There's a lot of pressure, a lot of decisions that you're exposed to and you have to make. And it kind of adds up. You feel a lot of anxiety and am I making the right decision? Do I have enough information to make a decision? There can be a lot of weight depending on, what kind of decisions you're making to make the wrong decision. But when I'm outside, I don't feel any anxiety. When I'm hiking, I'm focused on just getting to the end goal. If I'm kayaking, it's like the water is just still and the like rocking of the boat, it just feels so relaxing. So it's a really good escape for me. Again, it's hard to feel anxious when I'm doing these things. It kind of melts away. And it kind of simplifies things for me where I can just quietly listen to my surroundings, the wind, the trees, all the senses kind of go off where you get the smell of the pine trees, at least when I'm out here, not so much in Illinois, but, the feeling of the fresh air and the sun, and then just listening to the different wind, the birds, the water. It could be the water if you're like rocking in a kayak, but it just melts away all of my anxiety.
So, obviously, we agree. Rest. That's why we choose vacations like this. We spent the last week in beauty. But how about opportunities to grow through being outdoors?
I mean, I think there's different ways you can push yourself through endurance challenges. My sister and I walked around Lake Geneva, and I loved it in part of the rest because I know my love language is quality time. And I had a ton of quality time with her and I loved it and it was so great. And then there was also this endurance aspect of like, can we make it? It's, I forget how many miles, 20 plus miles, but can you make it in one day? Can you beat the sun? And then afterward you feel really good. Like if I can do that, what else can we do? If you just push yourself, right? And then it all goes back to like even personal challenges. Like if I can do that, if I can hike this around Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, and, 10 hours, what else can I do? Can I push myself to do XYZ? Can I, make these decisions that impact my family or my friends or my colleagues? Can I do this? I don't know. It makes me realize, like, if you push yourself, you can do a lot of different things. And that like feeling at the end of it where you feel like really accomplished or you feel like a level of success, or even if you fail, you think about like, okay, what could I do next time to succeed? There's been hikes that we've turned around on where you're like, okay, maybe this isn't a good idea, but maybe we'll do it next time, right? And then you come back more prepared. Even this trip, there was one that we turned around from, next time we'll be more prepared. Maybe we'll do some more exercises or we'll bring different equipment with us. But there's a lot of growth with the physical challenge, and then even just like having the deep talk that you get with the people that you're with, it kind of puts you in different situations where you grow closer at the end of it.
I always appreciate too, and I had this opportunity on one of our hikes to just spend a good time alone. And that time to just pray, that time to just sing worship in your head and just disconnect from everything and just see this majesty that God creates. Like it always blows me away that he spoke it into existence just like that. It just happens. And how powerful he is. The final question we'll kind of get into then is, how does your hobby of being outdoors provide you opportunities for either fellowship or outreach or both?
Yeah, I think that for other people who are introverts like me, we may not want to like go out and do a lot of big social things. But one of my favorite ways to just connect with people, even there's a couple people in our small group that we've just like walks together and just talked. And it's a nice way to get to know each other. And, again, it kind of sparks that deep talk of like, it's easy. It's just like seamless to kind of go deeper and talk about life or talk about challenges or struggles or whatever. I'm a big one-on-one person. I like just getting to know people at a deeper level that way. So I think that especially when you're kind of being challenged together, you kind of go through something together. And even in the rafting, maybe we were all nervous together and then we felt good afterward, right? So I think it just says something about doing it together, and it kind of provides you that opportunity. Some of the hikes can be long too, so you can spend a good couple hours with somebody just talking, reflecting, kind of looking around and absorbing the beauty around you, or like listening to all of the like different connections in nature. It might spark some different feelings, and yeah.
Well, I'll put you a little bit on the spot since I didn't prepare you with this question for the last one. What's your favorite hike you've been on?
Oh no. I'm sure I haven't been to other national parks in a while. I'm sure there's some great ones that I'm not going to think of in Glacier or Yellowstone, but I've been to the Rockies the most. I think my favorite hike is probably, I don't know. I'm thinking about the Estes Cone because it's a really good feeling of accomplishment. So I guess that's my favorite, but it's a very difficult one. So I don't know, but that's probably the one I choose.
Awesome. Well, Alicia, thank you so much for bringing me here, because my family didn't come to places like this growing up because we kind of stayed Midwest for most of our lives. So thank you for introducing me to this. I as well always had the outdoors. It was slightly different. It was more boat life than than mountains. And I've come to love it so much, and it's been such a beautiful way for us to connect in our relationship is be outdoors. Like nothing makes me happier than when you get home from work and we go for a walk through our neighborhood or in the park, because it's just so nice to disconnect and relax and be together and build that bond with you and I. It just brings me so much joy that I know comes from God. And thank you so much for all you do in my life, and thank you for sharing your heart and passion with the audience. And audience, thank you as always for listening. I couldn't do this without you. Goodbye.